Hey guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool. In this video tutorial, we are going to teach you about Jenkins, which is a very popular continuous integration tool. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Jenkins will be absolutely clear to you. But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOpsSchool certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best, and start today.
Today I'll be covering Rajesh, okay, and I'll be going through Jenkins essential training today. As part of this training, I'll be going through. Let me type it down. I'll be going through what is continuous integration, and what is Jenkins, and Jenkins features and history, and also Jenkins installation process, and I'll be quickly going through Jenkins plugins and Jenkins jobs. So we are going through one build pipeline job. Now I have an example, and one cron job, one Polesium job. And once that is done, I'll be going through Sonar Cube. Okay, Sonar Cube integration with Jenkins and Jenkins administration, and also a few more how to configure the tools and okay guys, today, so as part of today's training, I'll be going through all these topics. So to start with, I'll be going through what is continuous integration, defining continuous integration stuff and the benefits out of it, and also I'll be going through the what is Jenkins and its history and features, and also going to install the Jenkins on one of the new VM, and also the plugins, the important plugins we'll be using as part of make it Jenkins working for the CI pipeline. And I'll be going through the one of the Java. I have an example, cron tab, how to schedule the jobs using Jenkins in nightly builder automated builds, and also the Polesium. And I'll be going through how to analyze the static code analysis using Sonar Cube, and also I'll be quickly going through the once we are comfortable with the basic Jenkins stuff, I'm gonna go through Jenkins administration stuff and also how to configure the different tool set and how to manage the users in Jenkins, how to back up the Jenkins, and also I mean there are a lot of plugins out there. We'll going through a few plugins and also the dashboard, administration dashboard. So before starting, do you guys have any questions about agenda? Okay. Okay, so I'm muting you all. So if you guys have any questions, please drop in a QA session. Okay. So okay, guys. See, first of all, let's talk about what is continuous integration. I mean, before that, I hope for this session, I'm hoping that you guys had a basic idea about Git, Maven, and a little bit about Linux. Okay, so otherwise this session is a little bit difficult, but I'll try to cover as much as I can. But you should know these tools before. I think Raish already covered those. Okay, if not, please take a look at the videos. Okay, online. Okay, so let's talk about what is continuous integration. Okay, so guys, let's go back to 10 years back. There was nothing like continuous integration or Jenkins or something. So in past, so people follow the waterfall model, right? So how it works is, let me draw it. So like in waterfall model, right? Okay, usually there are one developer or more. I mean, in past, like a decade ago, I mean, when in 2000, right? So in waterfall model, there are a couple of people or three people max and working on one small Java project or C project or some C++, and then they try to build the package using traditional compilers, and then they deploy to QA and then deploy to uh, production. So this is how the typical life cycle of the how the code get built and deployed to production in waterfall model. So this life cycle is going to be around 6 months to 1 year. That's how they done the development in past. So but that is not really working out, right? So what they did was they moved to agile model uh, where businesses get benefited out of products, so where you can release projects quickly, and also as technology growing, the project becoming complex, like the number of features are more and the project becoming complex, and number of developers is getting grows as well. Like now, in each project at least there are hundreds of developers working on the same project. Okay, and then in agile model you have to deliver the project within uh, month, within either in 2 weeks or monthly releases. That is where we deliver the product. So the phase is a little bit faster than in waterfall model, not a little bit, far faster than a little bit, I mean, comparing with waterfall model. So when hundreds of developers are working with one project, okay, and then they need to build the project, okay, they need to build it, and then they need to run the unit test cases, and they need to package it, and then they need to deploy to one of the sorry. So one of the QA environment, and also followed by um, production, right? So assume you have to do this process manually, right? It is not feasible, and it's not reliable, and there's a much error prone, and it takes a lot of manpower, right? So hundreds of developers working if you have to do manual process, right? So you you have to spend a lot of time in each phase to do that, execute that steps. So if hundreds of developers are working on the same okay project, right, that become hard day by day. So there's a so that's not also, you have to automate this process. So for that reason, they they came up with a concept called continuous integration. So what is continuous integration? The continuous integration is CIE is automation of, is software. First of all, it's a software methodology, and automation of build, run the test, run the test, okay, run the tests, and then deploy it. I mean, deploy the code. Okay, this is called continuous integration. So what is continuous integration? So whatever we talked about in Agile, right? So to automate this all process is called continuous integration. Okay, so what are the benefits of continuous integration, right? So for example, if there are 100 developers are working on same project, right? So if I assume um, the you have to commit the code to the same repository. So if some issues out there, right, if we automate this process, so what it does is there is either one of the CI tools, what it does is it will build the code, okay, and it will run the test cases, and it will deploy to one of the integration environment, and if any issues, right, it will send the feedback to the developers, so that, hey, you know what, I found the issue in your code fix, or in your code feature, I mean your in your code. So the feature you developed, the bug you fix, so that also had some issues. Please go ahead and fix it. So that's what it helps it. So it gives the quicker feedback, okay, and also we get more trust. So we don't need to worry about, okay, we work on the project, okay, this guy checking the code, and you don't bother, like, so you don't need to bother about what other guys are working on, because the other guys are also going to check in the code into this, and then it will perform the build, and it will run the same test cases, and if any issues, that will be notified to everyone, saying that, hey, when this guy code is checked in, there is an issue, please go ahead and fix it, or try to talk with this guy and then find out what is the issue with the integration part. So the benefits of this one is you can get the trusted builds, okay, and you don't need to worry about a long term okay, let me put it. So the trusted builds, okay, we know more visibility on what is going on with with project, and so don't need to wait for issues, okay, you will find out right away, and feedback loop. So whenever something breaks, it will send an email. Whenever something working fine, it also sends an email saying that, hey, everything looking good, go ahead and deploy to the okay, higher environments. Okay, now let's see what is Jenkins. Okay, so
Hello, Guru. I have a question on this. Can I ask? Hello.
okay, go ahead. Let me unmute all. Okay, because I mean you joined little late, so you got access. Okay, yeah, go ahead. What's your question?
Guru, still I cannot understand what is the benefit of DevOps concept over Agile methodology. Don't you think in Agile we didn't do automation, we don't do, we don't get the visibility, or the developer don't get the automation task in Agile methodology. It is only happen in DevOps concept. It is not available in Agile. Is it true?
Okay, here you go. Okay, that's a very good question. So I'm letting you know in common perspective. So DevOps, Agile is falls under DevOps. So DevOps is more than Agile. Okay, So DevOps is subcomponent of, Agile is subcomponent of DevOps. So DevOps helps the project in terms of getting delivered within the time. Is that clear? So is that clear?
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Okay. So
So
when I'm
there
talking
is
about
no.
Agile, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. What is
So
your
there
question
is
again?
so there is no advantages. We cannot say that we have more advantages in DevOps rather than in Agile, right?
Okay, right. I mean, so as I told you, Agile is a subcomponent of DevOps. DevOps will also help the Agile methodology to speed up the delivering the product to the customer. That's what it's all about. So, whatever the process, you take DevOps or Agile or some XYZ. So, all these things are to help the business in terms of delivering the product quicker to the customers. So that's all about. So where what is CI? CI is helps in terms of automating all that process. Either it is in Agile or is it in Lean or either it is in DevOps. Okay, that was an example how the people will. I mean, just how it works in Agile methodology or DevOps methodology. So let me go ahead and okay.
Last question. If someone asks me, is there any example which is not available in the Agile, and it is the beneficial of DevOps, then should I answer anything? Uh,
I
is
did
there,
not get that question. What do you mean by
is
that?
there if someone asks me, is there any beneficial of DevOps over Agile? So can I
Oh, yeah.
answer, like, is there any answer available in market or?
Right. So, okay, let me quickly go through differences between Agile and DevOps. Then you will know better actually. So, I'll go through the points so that you know better what is Agile and DevOps. Okay, I got through. Okay, so generally, right? So in Agile, how the people does is okay. How the people does is very simple. Okay, so the customer comes up with the software requirement and he gives to the developer and ask for the delivery. Okay, so now in this concept there is no DevOps guy comes into picture. Okay, and then but in DevOps what DevOps does is now it will help you to fill the gap between the developer and then customer along with adding functionality of operations and infrastructure. Okay, so that is called Agile versus DevOps. So DevOps is, as I told you, right? DevOps will help Agile in terms of delivering the product. Is that clear, man? I mean, is that make sense?
Uh, Still no, but I will go through this link.
Oh, no, I mean, okay. Let me put this way. So one
Hey, Guru,
customer.
can you say that? Sorry, Guru, can you say that DevOps is a part of the Agile?
Yes, of course, it is.
Okay,
I told you it's a subcomponent.
subcomponent of Agile. Okay.
So it will give the visibility of operations into your Agile because previously, uh, previously no one talks about DevOps. So the development plus operations, yeah, that's pretty much right. Okay. So now let's back to the topic again. Okay. So what is Jenkins? Okay, Jenkins is a so Jenkins is a Java-based application which enables continuous integration. So what is continuous integration? The process of automating the build and run the test cases and deploy the code to the different environments automatically. That is called the continuous integration. So what is Jenkins? Jenkins is a Java-based application which enables the continuous integration. Okay, and sometimes it's also called build tool. Okay, build automation tool and scheduler. Automated tool, I mean automation. Okay, build automation tool, scheduler, and then what else is called a CI server. So these are the common words has been used in the organizations. So why Jenkins is so popular, and what are other alternatives to Jenkins? Okay, so there are so there are multiple alternatives out there for Jenkins, Bamboo, TeamCity, Drone, okay, BuildBot. There are maybe intense actually, Travis. Okay, so there are a lot of tools out there. So why Jenkins is so popular and why not others? So all of them have their own pros and cons. But coming to the Jenkins, Jenkins is an open source. Okay, and it has large community support comparatively. Large community support compared to any other tool. So TeamCity and Bamboo and all these tools are proprietary okay tools. So you need a kind of license, or you need to buy the licenses in order to use them. But with the Jenkins, no, you can download it from internet, and you can do your integrations. You can add more functionality if you see missing. So that's why it's become so popular. Okay, it has large community. Okay, and moreover, it is easy to set up, and literally you can do anything with using graphical user interface. You can set up everything. Technically, you can do all the stuff using GUI. Okay, and then it has more than 1,400 plugins. So to do your job, okay. So there are a lot of tools out there, and it is moreover extensible. Okay, if you find okay, if you find something not there, that the feature is not okay there, you can write your own plugin and integrate with the core functionality of the Jenkins. Okay, and then moreover, it's distributed. Okay, so what has been distributed? So for example, so today you have 10 projects on your Jenkins server. Now you have only 2 nodes. So if as the project grows, or as organization grows, the number of projects grows. So it cannot handle the one server cannot handle, or 1 or 2 servers. So you need to add more nodes. Okay, so for that, Jenkins, there's a concept called master slave. So you can add number of slave, you can add more slaves to distribute the load, and to help the server, to help the organization. Okay, so that is called a distributed. So we'll go through this one by one later in the stage as part of the okay installation process. Okay, and this was okay. So I think in 2004, okay, this project was previously called Hudson, and once okay, they called it that, they started working as a Hudson as a build tool or CI tool, and then so Oracle okay, Oracle bought the Hudson and they changed the license, okay, licensing thing. So what then? People cannot now go and change their core components. So what it's very hard. So you cannot change the licensing, the basic core functionality. So it's not an open source anymore. You will not have access to their current code. So what the guy called Koshike, in 2011, he forked that Hudson and made it open source. Now thousands of people contributing to that Jenkins every day, and there are, like, as I told you, more than 1400 plugins which are there, which helps Jenkins to grow up in terms of rich functionality. So take whatever name, so that there is a plugin available for that feature. Okay, so and then okay, so there is a Jenkins open source and Jenkins Enterprise. So Jenkins Enterprise is by, owned by Cloudbees. So the Koshke works for the Cloudbees company as an architect. So they provide Jenkins Enterprise. Pretty much you can do whatever the organizations can needed using Jenkins open source, but Jenkins Enterprise has also some better features like customizing the Jenkins theme or high availability, and then paid support. So this will come up with the Jenkins Enterprise. Other than that, Jenkins open source has pretty much most of the features, 99.9% of the features at Jenkins Enterprise. So the Jenkins Enterprise comes up with the support and high availability. So if you care about your Jenkins uptime, so you cannot use open source because that is self-hosted. So it may go wrong at any point of time based on either resource issue or something. So that time on your own. But if you use Jenkins Enterprise, the support team guys are gonna jump on it and then try to fix the Jenkins issues. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, before heading to the Jenkins installation process, any questions, guys? I'm unmuting you again. Hello.
Now, does it have any database installed in it? Or?
No, it is a flat file system. Everything in the XML files.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I have a question on this Jenkins Enterprise. So does that mean, like, let's say suppose we take the Jenkins Enterprise license, so they will deploy the Jenkins master slave on our premise, or it'll be again like on their site?
So it's
will
optional. So anywhere, it is up to you, your decision. They can host on their own cloud, or they will able to help you to deploy it on your infrastructure, either your physical servers, or it's up to you. But it's all about license. It doesn't matter where it is going to be, but you can opt for whatever the option you want it. They will give you an option.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys?
What is the latest version of Jenkins?
It's a 2.7. Is a good question. So I thought of going through during the installation, but anyway, it's a 2.7x something. Okay, so that's a minor version, so we can take a look at later. But remaining, guys, there are two releases: stable releases and weekly or nightly. I have to check weekly or nightly releases. So always go ahead and download the stable releases because that has been well tested by the community. And weekly or nightly, so they add new features every day and every night. That might not be tested with all other plugins, the dependent plugins. Okay. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
A general question: how many day it will take to learn Jenkins tool?
Depends on your pace of learning. It takes from a day to couple of weeks to get a basic idea of Jenkins and to get expertise. It will take us 6 months at least, and you have to work on real-time projects to get that expertise.
Please enroll for our channel membership 399 plan to get access of all the parts.
But
to only prepare for an interview, how many days it will take?
Max, see,
Get a job.
after this session, you need to spend a couple of days in practicing and going through all this documentation. That's it. A couple of days more enough for an interview perspective.
And
Okay.
one
And
more.
what is the website?
Sorry?
Is there any website which provides Jenkins interview questions, or do you recommend anything?
No, you have to go through the materials, but again, we have okay, so we have pretty good documentation on this site. Okay, I will share with you guys as part of notes. You can go here and you can watch interview questions and all these sample projects and training tutorials and the PDF slides, the different slides, how the organization built their
No, apart from DevOpsSchool.com, I'm asking just on your experience, if you suggest something.
I usually Google it, or I will go through the Jenkins.io. That is pretty good place to learn. That's other than that, always go and Google it, man. That's you will find tons of resources other than DevOps School. And I can also go through the Jenkins.io. That is the official website of Jenkins. So you can find a lot of materials. On YouTube, especially, watch the yearly conferences and learn about it and read more articles. That's it. You'll become day to day. Someday you'll become an expert with that. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I have one question. So I have seen most of the open source projects, like they use Travis CI for continuous integration. So do you have any idea like why like they opt for Travis CI?
Very good
Just
question. So the Travis is a pretty latest one. So why it became popular? Because it has the default integrations with GitHub. Okay, so and also a lot of open source people, they try to integrate their the GitHub projects with Travis. Say simple projects. So you don't have okay. So think about it. If you are working on one project, any tool can work. Okay, you can take you're going to go with simple and easy ones. Okay, that is one of the Travis CA does. So they are pretty simple. For example, if your organization is small and if you guys are using some Bitbucket, Jira, Confluence, and that stack, right? So you don't really need to go with the Jenkins. There is another CA tool which is tightly integrated with the tool set with the company called Bamboo. So if you use that, you can get a lot of benefits out of it than using Jenkins. But if your organization has multiple version controls tools, like they use SVN, CVS, Perforce, or multiple build tools, like one guy use Java. Multiple projects, right? Multiple Java code. Multiple codes like Java, .NET, Ruby, Python. So you cannot integrate all these tools with these tools because these are not doesn't have that community support. Okay, so they have their own restrictions of implementing additional features. So Traverse maybe in future it might, but so far Jenkins is a monopoly of CI environment.
Okay.
Any other question, guys? Okay, so having said so far we've gone through what is CA. CA is automation of quickly build and test cases and deploying your code in automated fashion. And Jenkins is a CA tool, and it's a Java based. Keep in mind that. So why another reason why Jenkins is very popular. So wherever you can run the Java, you can run the Jenkins. So it's not same case with other tools. So some tools are Ruby based, some tools are Python based, some tools are specific to restricted to language. So you might not efficiently use as Jenkins in different platforms. So if you have Tomcat installed, you can simply take this Jenkins.war file and then deploy it. And okay, and this is also called CA server, and these are the features of Jenkins. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on Jenkins installation. Okay, so as I'm gonna install the Jenkins as a service today on CentOS, actually Red Hat. So I'm going to create one VM. Okay, let's create a fresh VM so that you guys know what exactly required to get the Jenkins installed on CentOS 7. Okay, I think AWS account is got locked, so let me go ahead and create in digital version. Okay, sorry. I'm going to create one CentOS 7 server, and then we'll start installing the Jenkins and take it from there.
Is the digital ocean free to? We can create any VMs there?
Oh, no, yeah, these are paid.
Paid ones, okay.
Actually, I have AWS account. That account is locked. I have to unlock it. Sorry.
Hey, Guru, other alternative is Google Cloud, right?
Yeah, Google Cloud. You can use Azure. Yeah, anything. You can use anywhere you can get VM, wherever you can get the VM. So that would be. So I'm gonna call as Jenkins master. I'm gonna buy for an hour, right? Okay, the server is ready. So I'm gonna connect to this server. This is a demo training. Jenkins master. And use my SH key. That's it. Perfect. Okay. So remember, guys. Okay. So Jenkins is a Java-based application. So to to install it, there is a dependency. You need to install JDK. Okay, and also you can install this Jenkins if you have a Tomcat or a JBoss or anything. You can sorry, JBoss or any other applications, any other Java application server. Okay, you can take the var file and then deploy it. Okay, and for now I'm gonna install the Jenkins using RPM. Okay, Jenkins RPM. So what it does is, so it has its own application server. So it's called Jetty. So that is the Java-based application server too, the lightweight application server comparing with the JBoss and Tomcat. So that will run the Jenkins for us. Okay, so in order to install the Jenkins, okay, let me quickly go through the okay, let's I'll share a link with you guys. Jenkins, okay.
So Guru, I mean, to install a Jenkins on a Linux machine, we have to have Java plus Java server. I mean, web server, Java server.
Of course. Java server is mandatory for a Java application. That's right.
Okay.
So right? You cannot host JVM is mandatory for JVM Java-based projects, right?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, to install the Java, okay, you take this command. I will provide you the link as part of notes. Okay, you can click on -y, go ahead and give a couple of minutes to get all the dependencies installed along with the Java. Okay, so now Java is installed. You can check using Java version. Okay, now Java is installed on the CentOS 7, and then so in order to get the Jenkins RPM, okay, so you need to get the yum repo, okay, and then it's a certificate to talk to the Jenkins server. So this is where Jenkins RPM exists, okay, and then you just use yum install Jenkins. That will install the Jenkins for you. So if you want a specific version, you can do that too. So let me show you. Yamh before that, I'll show you one more thing. Okay, let's go ahead and look at a Jenkins download page. Actually, I need to let you know, guys, what version will be installing. So here you go. So there are two types of, okay, if you go to Google and then or if you go to jenkins.io/download, you can download the Jenkins from there. Okay, so there are two types of releases, LTS and weekly. LTS is every 3 months and weekly is every week. It's not tested with the it's not certified by the community, but it has its unit test cases or something. So you can still trust it, but not as LTS. Okay, most of the organizations, I mean, not most, all the organizations will go with the LTS releases. So there are multiple ways you can install the Jenkins. You can deploy to Azure using self-hosting technology of CloudBees. They are partners, and also you can use the Jenkins. You can download the Docker image for Jenkins, and then you can install. And then for any other Tomcat, JBoss, or any other Java application servers, you can use this war file and then put it in the web root folder. That will automatically, I mean, if you restart your service, that will automatically um, unpackage it, and then your Jenkins service is going to be up and running. So for now, we are going to use on Red Hat Linux. So we got it already, RPM. We are going to get that from here only. So the release is going to be so we are going to install the okay, well, 2. what is that? 164. Let's see, what is that? 164, guys. Okay, so I'm sorry, not 2.74. 2.74 was little holder, so it's a 164. Okay,
Guru, can I ask one question?
go ahead.
In that web page, you can go to website.
Okay,
Yeah, here it mentioned Jenkins you are available for Docker and some operating system, XYZ, whatever. But it is not means only one tool is available, Docker. Like that, Jenkins is like integrate with Ansible or Shape, Puppet. That list is not mentioned here, so Jenkins will not support for configuration management, configure and continuous testing tools, and some other tools.
I did not get your question quite right. So maybe, okay, let me put this way. Okay, you can use Ansible and Puppet tools to install the Jenkins in one of these environments. Okay,
These are kind of environment, right? Docker is also environment or is a container?
it's a container, but at the end of the day, it's going to run on the infrastructure, right? So that is the one environment, the Docker environment.
Okay.
Docker, I mean, that's end of the day, it's, you call it as a service or container or whatever it is, but it's end of the day, it's on one of the physical servers or one of the missions, right? So your this in this case, your Jenkins is going to run as a container, okay? Okay, and then you need to access through the Jenkins, sorry, Docker host specific port in order to access the Jenkins. But coming to your question, so if you're talking about can't we use Ansible or Puppet to install the Jenkins? Yes, you can. Again, you need to choose one of the method, and then you need to write your playbooks or manifest accordingly to install the Jenkins. Is that clear?
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Okay, any other questions, guys? Okay, now let's go and install 2.164, right? It's a 2.164.2. Okay, let's this one. Okay, let me write it down for you guys so that as part of the notes, you know what we did.
Put the link also, the web page.
I will put it. I'll put that one too. But just for safe side, without worrying about that link, I'm gonna put you the instructions so that. Okay. Right. Now you install the Jenkins. How do you know that is successfully installed? You can always go ahead and check status of the service. Okay. What is the service? Jenkins is the service. It's not up yet. Okay. Tail minus F where log. So your Jenkins logs is going to be under Jenkins.log. Sorry, 1 second. So I have to run that Jenkins as a sudo. That's because Jenkins run as a Jenkins user. So you have to make sure that it escalates the privileges. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at. Okay. So sorry. To check the status of Jenkins service, you can type okay systemctl Jenkins and see if that is running or not. So active and running. It started 35 minutes ago. There are no there are no error logs. Okay, that means everything is up and running fine. So you can find the logs here. Okay, so ls var log jenkins.log. This is the log file for Jenkins. You can go ahead and see what is happening with the Jenkins service. And also you can always check for ps-a grep java. This is tells you either Java, I mean Jenkins is up and running, and Jenkins always runs on port 8080 unless until you specifically mention different port. That will always run on 8080, and if it is HTTPS, it is going to run on 8443. Okay, now let's get this IP address. Okay, and then go ahead and see if the Jenkins is up. Okay, here you go. So Jenkins started up. Okay, so now, so as part of the Jenkins setup, so now you need to get the initial password for setup. Okay, let's go ahead and get the initial password. Okay, so before proceeding setup, I want to tell you a few more things. Okay, so by default, Jenkins doesn't come up with the features. It is a tool, or it is a tool. It is called broker or integrator. So even it doesn't know Git. So what you need to do, know, okay, Jenkins, to use the Git, you need to install the Git. So you need to tell that, hey, here is my plugin, Git plugin. Here is my tool set. Okay, please help me out with the build process. So Jenkins doesn't know anything. You need to tell the Jenkins. You need to configure the Jenkins to do what you want to accomplish. So it's the core features. It has the features to work with the plugins and the work with additional functionality, and it has some default features like creating jobs, creating that, and managing slaves. There are some core functionality. Other than that, there are thousands of tools outside. So if you want to add that functionality to okay Jenkins, you need to write a plugin. So for that, you need to install the plugin. Install the plugin and you need to configure it, okay, and then use it. So this is the basic implementation of Jenkins. So assume for example, to accomplish the build pipeline, build continuous integration, I mean CI pipeline, right? So what, see, as part of CI pipeline, what steps are there? You need to check out the source code, right? So I mean, you know, you need to know where is your code. Okay, what is your code repository management system? Either Git, SVN, or Perforce, or okay, purpose or whatever it is, the TFS, VSTS. Okay, so you need all these plugins to install in order to support that checking out the source code. And as part of the build, okay, builder, build tools. So you need to use, I assume like you have apps like Java, okay, Ruby, Python, okay, or .NET, C Sharp. Take any technology, so you need to have some version code management system called this one, and some build tools like Maven, Yant, or Nant for Windows, okay, or MS Build for Windows, or Gradle for Java, or Python for Python, or Ruby for Ruby. Okay, so you need to have this kind of plugins installed to support that functionality in the Jenkins too. And also after that, deployment, right? So you need to have shell script. It comes with the default, okay, that is a default that has functionality. And if you're using Ansible, you need to use Ansible plugin, and Puppet or Chef or some etc. So there are a lot of out there. And as part of test cases, you need to install JUnit, okay, or SonarQube. So there are a lot of tools, check style, there are a lot of tools out there. And for notification finally, so you need to install plugins like email, Slack, Skype, whatever available. So what I mean to say is, by Jenkins, in order to get that our work accomplished, you need to install the plugins and configure it. Okay, now let's go back to the installer process. So now, there are two ways you can install the plugins to extend the basic Jenkins features. Okay, so either you can use the suggested plugins. Okay, this will almost install whatever we need to work on for this session. And also you can also select the list of the plugins what you want to install. Okay, so there are 1400 plugins available, guys. Okay, so you need to go through each one and then you can install it. For now, I'm going ahead with installing suggested plugins. So there's a folders plugin, timestamper, pipeline, git, pam, and mailer. Sorry. So there are multiple plugins. So matrix authorization plugin, asset slaves plugin, and plugin, email, LDAP, GitHub. So there are tons of plugins out there. So whatever we need it for this session, I think mostly it has it. If it doesn't have it on our way, we'll go ahead and look for it and then install it and configure it if required. Any questions so far? Guys, any questions?
No.
So are you guys following me?
Yeah.
Session clear? I just want to get the quick feedback before getting onto the Jenkins jobs and going through the actual demo.
So far, I've been able to follow.
Cool. Thanks. Okay, there you go. So first, I'm going to create username Guru, and then I'm going to confirm my password. And I'm Guru. My email is guru@devopsschool.com.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the Jenkins session so far, please enroll for our channel membership $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.